Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, I already know it's peace and blessings. I'll give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. First things first, you already know. Hopefully, everybody having a blessed and productive Saturday so far. Hopefully, everybody is smoothly having fun, smoothly enjoying whatever they need to enjoy. Whatever plans you might have, just make sure you're again staying safe and staying visual and vigilant at all times. Those in the city, yeah, the weather kind of doing a little mixy mix, but again, dress accordingly just in case. Nobody don't want to risk being sick right now. Commander, what's going on, baby? Moop, moop. Appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday for the conversation. Definitely was a conversation that was needed. Outside interference, basically. Now, again, don't allow somebody to end up messing up your happiness or what you thought was happiness. Hood, what's going on, my guy? Now, again, I've always felt like this. If you're gonna move into any type of situation, especially when it's involving a relationship, okay, you better make sure that that person has your best interest at heart, like you got theirs at heart, and shoot. Again, make sure that your happiness is not being broken up by outside interference or negativity. And when you get to a certain level, even when it goes to marriage, uh, you need to definitely, not gonna say, oh, well, shoot, yeah, let me say it. You need to obey what the hell those vows said, basically. Seriousness. You're gonna get married. Some of those words should stick to your head because, again, these is vows that you living by. Saying sickness and health, right? So that means, even prime example, if I was the head breadwinner and everything else, you being my wife, if I happen to get sick, no matter if it's cancer or whatever the case is, I shouldn't expect you to up jump shit the minute things get a little rough. And that is a problem when it comes to some people. They'll get deep into these situations and not really fully think about the situation. That is one thing you're gonna have to really start doing from now on is thinking. Now, this instance, prime example I'm about to bring up is one of the worst things you can do. Now, again, this dude, you know, was the head breadwinner basically. Took care of everything top to bottom. Worked in the medical field, all of that. You think with everything that I just said about that man, his wife would be still by his side, right? Nope. The minute he got sick, the minute certain bills started occurring, She pushed for divorce. Now that's the worst thing you could do is push for a divorce when you know somebody is still suffering from a specific illness, especially when it's coming to cancer. Hammer, what's going on, baby? Now again, if that man stood by your side through the thickest, through the toughest situations, why you couldn't do the same thing back? See, this is why you have to have somebody that's going to have a strong mind, or at least a strong skill set to think. Because again, if that man did everything he did for you, why you couldn't do the same thing back? And this is what I noticed about some people. Some of y'all will leave the minute the smallest little situations happen. Won't give it no second thought. Yeah, Hammer, your live stream was good. But again, this is what I would tell people. Like, if you're not going to be in it for the long haul, if you don't see it being anything outside of what it is, just be real with yourself. I can't sit here and say I want to marry somebody or be with somebody if I'm not going to give them my all and they ain't going to give me their all. I can't be in that type of situation. Now, again, that is sad because, again, you left this man or you leaving this man knowing that he's sick. Now, imagine if everything goes in his favor now and now everything starts dwindling on your side. 9 out of 10, you're going to be looking for forgiveness or looking to come back. Fellas, if a woman has left you at your lowest point, don't accept her back down the road. Don't. The reason why I say that is because, again, if they truly loved you and cared for you, they wouldn't have left you in the first place. And not leave just because, again, it got a little rocky or a little rough. That's the purpose of a marriage, right? You're gonna go through battles. You're gonna deal with things in the world that it's gonna be, it's gonna be stressful at times. But again, if you with your significant other, then it shouldn't be nothing that stops that build or stops that love in the first place. Should never have no self doubt. The minute you start having self doubt within yourself, you'll start having doubts about everything that you're doing, even down to your relationships and marriage. The minute you got the slightest bit of self doubt, this is where it will come into play. Cool gamer, what's going on? And I feel bad only again because that's messed up. That man did all he could do for you, and all that he was supposed to be doing for you as a leader, as a king, and everything else. And you up and jump ship the minute he got sick, or because he's not paying the bills like he's supposed to be paying the bills right now. There's a problem. But again, if you know this man is sick and could barely work right now, and especially if he got to go through radiation, chemo, and everything else, you was supposed to be his backbone right now. This is the problem in society now. Some of y'all want to be so lovey-dovey and be up on each other, but the minute it get a little rough, y'all want to leave, jump ship. That's not the way anything should work. If I'm sick, I'm not expecting my wife to up and just leave, especially when things are down. Now, again, when you leave somebody when they at their downest moment, they usually tend to rise back up. Again, fellas, and even some of you ladies, if a person up and left you, they left for good reason. At least on that note, they left for good reason on your behalf. Because guess what? You deserve better. If a person can't stand with you through the thickest of situations and the toughest of situations, 9 out of 10, they ain't gonna never be that strong in general. So let them go on and be with somebody that they could be with. Marlene, what's going on, baby? Y'all already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. Apologies if you're hearing a little bit of breeze in the background. Yeah, I had to come in for a morning shift, but nonetheless, I had to get this out today with the people because I feel it's needed. Appreciate you, Marlene, baby. Like I said, we still growing, still doing our thing. D Truth, what's going on, my guy? But this is the key problem again. If you feel that this person is not going to be, first of all, I'm not even going to say that. You already chose to go this far and this deep with somebody. That means you're going to stay with them throughout everything. Yeah, D, true. I had an early shift today, but hey, it don't matter. I'll get to enjoy my evening, motherfuckers. I might be bringing some music later on. Definitely, he's on the backup, or y'all ain't following me already. Follow me on Twitch. But I had to bring something during the day. We ain't doing that today. Can't just leave the people hanging. But I want some of these men, some of these women to understand this, because I'm not saying that men don't do some wild shit too. There are some men who have showed characters of weakness, even when it comes down to being strong. So again, it's all solely on who you are choosing at the end of the day. You could choose somebody, but if that person ain't choosing you, and if that person is not for you, they will show it in an instance. No doubt, D2, I'm gonna catch you on that definitely. Because again, nobody should ever be left like that, especially dealing with specific illnesses like cancer and stuff like that. You chose to be with this person, you chose to marry this person. Those vows mean what they mean. And sickness and health. I could be the healthiest. Don't be with me just when I'm at my healthiest. You should be with me when I'm at my weakest. You should be with me when I'm in between. You should just be with me, period. Love me, respect me like I love you and respect you. That's how it really is supposed to be. Enough, what's going on, my guy? I'm good, I'm good. You know me. Realist, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, my bad, y'all. Again, for those in the city, it might be 36 degrees right now. It feel like it's 10 degrees cooler. It's only feeling good right now somewhat because of the sun. So if you are out and about, again, make sure you are dressed accordingly. Don't end up getting sick or end up being in the hospital. But again, I would hope that that man finds some solace at some point. Because again, there's nothing worse than when somebody leaves you at your downest moment. It ain't just relationship wise. You got friends that'll do the same thing. Um, you somebody who is dealing with cancer, and the first thing some of the friends try to say was, well, maybe if it was this, or maybe if it wasn't this. First of all, if you my friend and you know I'm going through something, you should be there to uplift me and support me in my time of battle, not disrespect me, and definitely not blame me for getting sick in the first place. There are some people who will blame people for things they ain't in control of. Can't be in control of certain things when it comes to health situations. Nobody can predict if they got cancer or if they're going to ever have cancer, not unless it's something that runs in their family. So again, if you're going to be with somebody for the thickness, stay with them. Why drop them when they're at their lowest? When they've always kept you held to the highest. I've always believed when it comes to certain things or certain rules that quote unquote exist right now when it comes to dating or whatever, they were only placed there for situations. Certain situations is what it is. Look here. I kid you not. For some of you men, y'all need to hear this. That 90-day rule, that's a rule right there because that's a person that is not interested in you at all. Period. That is a person that, again, they are only focusing on finding some sort of happiness. You might not be that person they solely looking for. So if they giving you some sort of rule or regulation before anything even occurred, that ain't the person you want to be with, because that person ain't want to be with you. And I honestly wish some people would just come out and start being truthful about things. If you don't want to be with somebody, don't lead them on, and definitely don't try to give them expectations that there might be something, because you never know how these things turn out. Sometimes them things don't turn out good. So again, if you know you ain't trying to be with somebody, you're not interested in them, don't even entice anything. Just let it be known from jump. Look, you cool, but you're not my type. The most somebody can do is accept what you said. And that is another thing too with some people. If somebody has already told you that you're not their type and you still trying to push the situation, you're making yourself look worse. Find somebody that's going to complete you and uphold you the way you uphold them. It's the realest fact you could ever get right now. Some of these rules and some of these things placed not just by men but women too. These is all acts again to keep people away from each other. And again, why block somebody else's blessings because you want to play around? Let a person know what it is so that person can decide, or not even decide, that person can just move on carefully. All right, I ain't your type. Okay, well, I'll find somebody who is my type or that I am their type. Because again, there's some of you who are putting too many limitations and too many high expectations on situations like that. That's not good, man. Look at some of y'all need to not saying low your expectations. Your expectations and your goals should be realistic. Don't have a goal set so high and you don't even have half of the half of the tools to be where you need to be at. You can't ask somebody what they're bringing to the table if you don't have nothing to the table to bring your damn self. That is a problem right there. Stop always looking for what somebody brings to the table. What do you bring? What do we both bring to a table together that we both can build off of? If we can't build off of anything, then we should just go to different tables and go eat. It's just that simple. So I've always felt like this: when there's natural chemical attraction on all angles, even if you just first meeting somebody, 9 out of 10, you're gonna do the right thing. And again, it's not solely about the sexual part of everything. It's just the principle. If you know you have that much of an attraction to somebody, even after really sitting down, evaluating and getting to know each other, then you do what you think you're gonna do. I know that part, Marlene. It does go both ways. Because again, there's certain things that it needs to stop. Because again, you truly block blessings from anybody else. You never know who could be around that corner for somebody if a person is holding on to you too tight and holding on to you for the wrong reasons. Now, this is the problem I have. There's some of you who say you don't need us, but guess what? You need us. Yes, I'm saying it this way because there's some of you who still have this aspect that you don't need us. You need us just as much as we need you. Because how the hell does the life cycle and the family tree keep growing if we don't need each other? There's some of you women out there who feel, oh, only thing I gotta do is just be financially set, and I don't need a man for nothing. You still gonna need a man for protection. You're still gonna need a man that's gonna hold you, love you, be with you throughout your tough times and everything else. And it's the same thing with some of you men. You don't want that feeling. You don't want that notion of love and passion and everything else. But don't waste all your time and energy on people that's not giving you the same energy back. You can't. You cannot sit there and think that that's going to work. You giving 100% to somebody and they only giving you 50, then guess what? You're still giving more than they're giving, and that's a problem. So again, it has to be equally reciprocated, man. But again, if you know for a fact you don't like somebody, and this is again for both men and women, if you don't like the person, just be real with them. If they are not your specific type, you have feelings at the end of the day. No matter how you want to look at it, they still have feelings at the end of the day. And you don't know what kind of psychological damage it could do to some people. Because some people really get hurt behind that. Some people get hurt behind rejections, especially if it's a rejection from somebody they thought they had something with. That sticks with them to a degree. But then again, for some, they be able to brush it off and say, all right, well, there's somebody around the corner for me that's going to love me the same way I love them. I just got to find them. But again, your goals have to be realistic. Your expectations have to be realistic. It can't be too high up in the air. And if you're gonna have those type of a high standard, then you need to be at a high standard yourself. You know, nah, it's a whole fact, Marlene, and then this is a problem. Look here, if I'm giving you my all, if I'm showing you I love and care for you, I should feel the same way, but I should feel and get the same love and reciprocation back. It's just see what's going on, baby. I can't see myself giving 100% to somebody, and I'm only getting a measly 25%. If I feel I ain't even getting up the par, I'm not even getting where I feel I should be getting, I gotta leave. Because again, it's about my happiness, and we don't have time to be wasted. I watched a dude walked out on a girl during a date or whatever the case was. He didn't even give her 5 minutes on the date and left because he already knew what it was. The minute she said specific things, not even that it triggered him, he just got up and left because he knew what it was. Now, again, this was a situation like I'm talking about. This man is in his 40s. He ain't got time to be playing around. He trying to find somebody to be with, probably build a family with while he's still here. And the first thing you say is that you're not really my type. And then the thing is, it's not even, you didn't even say it in that fashion. The way you said it, it was more you only wanted to be with him because he had financial gain. And again, there's some of you who say you don't need a man, but you worry about their financials. You looking for their financials to help you in certain situations. So again, you got to get your standards right. You got to get yourself in order. And again, if you don't like somebody, then don't use them and definitely don't waste their time. It's something that should be instilled in you. You don't have time to be wasted. You don't even know how much time you really have here to begin with. So while you are here every day, you should be living to the fullest, but you should also find somebody that's going to help you in more than one way. And definitely, again, show back that same love and gratitude that you're showing. Why keep putting this in or fail to listen to what you need to listen to? If a woman is showing me that she has no interest in me, I'll know. Because like, a lot of times you can't read signs. A lot of times body language says it all. I knew somebody who thought they had a shot with somebody, and just by off of the reading alone, I say, "Yep, this ain't gonna work." As much as he think it's gonna work, it ain't gonna work. Now I don't usually delve into people's stuff, and I don't really give relationship advice at the time. But I had to give him advice on that one. I said, I don't think it's gonna work, bro. Just by the first interactions alone, it showed that she just was dissatisfied with him. But my thing is, again, instead of you being real with him, you try to entice the situation. Even he found out, like, you know what, you absolutely was right about this. Because again, she wasn't giving him as much as she should have been giving him. So it goes to show again, some people not going to be mature minded when it comes to making these decisions. And again, if you're not spiritually ready, not spiritually mature for it, then you shouldn't be delving into it. Period. You need to focus and get yourself right. Because again, how can you show true love and respect and honor and passion to anybody? You ain't showing it to yourself. You running around trying to chase something that don't want to be chased, obviously, or don't want to be chased by you. So why waste your time and effort when you could waste your time doing something else? It is something to think about for the day. Another thing I want to say, and I'm gonna speak to my young men too. Some of you men out there that have reasoning at least, y'all should already know what it is, man. Some of y'all should have enough reason and enough know how to know. There's some things you just should never tread. Now again, there's some of you running around here and you laying up with women that's well younger than you. There's no way I could be laying up with somebody that looks like a baby themselves or look like a child themselves. And some of y'all out here doing this. You out here running around with these little young hot ones, these little hot fast ones, and then you're laying seeds in them. Now, I don't know if that was a skit that I saw or if that was something that was actual factual. But in the same token, it does show a clear and disturbing message. That again, we got people preying on these younger ones. Prime example, if I'm in my 40s, I shouldn't be dealing with somebody in their early 20s. Shouldn't even be dealing with anybody that's under 21, at least in my opinion. Because again, you know, it's about structure at the end of the day. But again, some of you fellas out here doing what you're doing and you're not being safe. And then guess what? Now we having situations where there's the disgruntled baby father, basically. But some of you know what you was putting yourselves into, because again, you was only thinking with your lower region and wasn't thinking with your brain. So in certain now, if you see that this woman you laid seeds in is no good at all, not even towards her own kid, then as a real man, you're supposed to stand up and make sure you either A, get custody of that kid, or you start making yourself more visual and more active when it comes to your child's upbringing. But again, I was saying certain instances, stop just thinking with your lower region. I don't care if she looked like Selma Hayek. I don't care if she looked like a young Holly Berry. I don't care if she looked like a young Kalita Smith from the Bernie Mac show. If this woman is not going to offer me anything and everything that I need, I'm not laying no seed in it, period. If she's not going to, even if we don't stay together as a couple, but we decided this is what we're going to do as far as our child or our children is concerned, then that's what it should be. It should be a common ground. It really should be. I honestly felt once you lay the seed up in somebody, okay, now that's a symbol right there. That means it's time for you to start collecting and growing the family, basically. How can you expect any real growth, maturity, or anything along those lines if you're not communicating? And there's some people who run from their responsibilities. You laid up and had a child. Now it's time for you to be responsible. Stop being immature. You're gonna have to grow up spiritually. Because again, once the child is involved, it's no longer about you. It's about how your child is being raised, what your child takes in life as far as education, values, morals, and everything else is concerned. Because those are being taught from home. You can't just teach those on the whim. I can't have children in the world and I don't teach them how to read. I don't teach them how to write. I don't teach them how to do things that they're going to need for their growth and development. Some of y'all leaving yourselves in these situations because you too. How do I say this? And this be on both angles, but you whipped. Sorry, you whipped. Some of you dudes is punani whipped. And some of you ladies are D whipped. I'm sorry, you are, because I don't care how good the experience is. That person is not giving me all that I need, and not so much as on the physical note. They're not giving me nothing spiritually or mentally or anything for me to be beneficial on. Then it's pointless. Like prime example, I felt like this. You know, you can barely take care of yourself. Why would you bring something in the world that you can't take care of? BMF, what's going on, my guy? Again, sheer irresponsibility. Why would I bring a child into the world if I'm not prepared to take care of them? If I'm not even prepared to take care of myself? What's going to be the outcome in that situation? Because even then, I might have friends that turn on me. I might have my own family turn on me, or I just have people disappointed in me because, again, I made an irrash decision without thinking. And there's a lot of you who need to start carefully thinking before you put yourselves in these critical situations. Again, I've always felt it's time consuming to be chasing after somebody that doesn't want you or doesn't show signs that they need you. And I was telling y'all the other live stream. That was like prime example, in my opinion. And I'm going to use Family Matters again, prime example. Look how long Urkel took to get Laura, but look how much shit he went through. Just think about it. Look how much he kind of, and even though it was just a fictional and everything else, guess what? It shows how it is with some people. Some people be so hard up on that one person, they will do damn near any and everything again just to be with that person. What the hell is this? Okay, never mind. Killer, what's going on, my guy? Now again, look at it. He done been through hell and back trying to chase this girl, not even knowing. Prime example. Now you see when the girl Myra came into the mix, how all of a sudden he stopped he still was kind of focused, but he knew like I can't do nothing. As much as I love this one, I can't do nothing because I'm with this one. I give him that much. Give him that much. He was persistent in trying to get what he wanted. And honestly, I'll be honest with you. There are some people that you might think is not for you that could actually be for you to actually give you the best foundation that you need. But again, some of y'all have these high expectations that be too far up in the sky. And again, how could you have the highest expectations if you're not even at the highest playing field? Again, you want somebody to bring the financials to the table. But what financials are you bringing? It's a question that should be asked. What exactly are you bringing to the table? Like I said, I hate that notion of, oh, what you bring to the table or what you bring to the table. I'm gonna bring the same thing to this table like I brought to any other table I've been at. I'm bringing myself and I'm bringing 100% of it. What do you bring? If you can't even give me 75% of that, then we got a problem. Now, again, I feel for that dude because, again, nobody should have to worry about having to go through the struggles. You're already going through a struggle as it is. You're dealing with a medical health crisis that a lot of people are suffering with. They ain't asked for it. They wasn't expecting it, but it happened nonetheless. And in the same token, again, once you married, those vows mean what they mean. And sickness and health, that's what it means. If we gonna be together, that means even if I'm at my sickest point, even if it looked like I might not ever get better, you should still be here for me. Because again, nothing worse than leaving somebody when they at their downest moment, and you never know what could happen within that situation right there. Because again, stress is still the number one killer. I don't care what you talking about. There are people who are literally dying from heartbreaks. Or did I not tell y'all a while back? Girl, baby father got killed, and she literally died that same day once she found out what she found out. Suffered from a heart attack, which is rare because they both were still young at the end of the day. But the fact that she had that much love, compassion, and she really had a connection with them, and I think that is like that with some people. When there's a real strong, deep connection spiritually and everything else, once that other person gets killed off, or once that other person is gone, it's hard for that person to accept it and prepare for it. Yeah, Marlene, I had spoke about that a while back. And that's the saddest thing too, because again, that's not something you want to hear. Now, the only reason why I say that is terrible, and the reason why the situation is terrible, because again, these are two spirits that wasn't expecting untimely demises. The sad part about it is that they left behind a daughter. That daughter is only going to have part memory and part knowledge of both of those parents. That child got to grow up the rest of their life without having to sit down with their mother or their father. They still got their grandparents, but still, nothing is more valuable than a mother and a father's love, a mother and father's attention, a mother and father's embrace on everything. See, we doing this dumb shit again, right? Yo, my guy, I'm gonna need you to stop licking hereditary balls on a Saturday. You're like, yo, don't come in here with that, man. Matter of fact, I got something for your bitch ass. Because I know you got another troll account. We gonna settle this shit today. Because if not, you just being a pure pain in the ass right now. Fuck out of here. Didn't we just tell your dumb ass yesterday, stop coming in here and trying to attack women? Now I'm telling you, when somebody ends up really attacking your mother or some fucking female in your family, you're not gonna like it. So chill the fuck out, man. Lady Shay, what's going on, baby? Nah, we always get these dumbasses that don't got nothing to bring to the fucking field. Now, this is a prime example of somebody you probably don't want to be with. A dumb dickhead like this. Fuck out of here, nigga. Grow some balls, nigga. You got something to say, you want to be a distraction. I'm gonna stop your shit today. Fuck out of here. Grow the hell up, my nigga. Let me find out I be saying certain things that trigger your ass. That's why you want to troll. Nobody got time for that, man. On a Saturday morning or afternoon, ain't you supposed to be out in the dating field doing something? Stop focusing on grown men when grown men are speaking. Go play in the kitty sandbox or shit. Go play in your own box. Stop coming over here with that shit. And again, if you got something to say to me, say it to me. Don't come in here attacking people. Serious, what's going on, baby? Oh no, I am. I am. My fault. I had to pause for a second too. I thought I seen something on the camera I wasn't supposed to see. Never mind. That's a worker. Okay. Man. But again, nobody should ever be left at their lowest point. And again, if you've been left at your lowest point, if somebody left you because they wasn't strong enough to handle you or they wasn't strong enough to be for you, then it's clear as day that they will never be for you. James, what's going on, my guy? Now I feel bad again because that man done been the breadwinner. That man done sat here and held you up even when you was at your lowest, even when you wasn't working. But you couldn't hold him down knowing the situation he dealing with. Yeah, there was certain bills piling up, but what do you expect when you got to deal with medical bills, and cancer is not no cheap expense. Sorry, cancer is what it is. It's a killer too. But in the same token, guess what? It's not supposed to feel like it's prison, because there are some cancers that if you catch it when you need to catch it, prime example with people with leukemia, you're going to have to deal with a whole different situation as far as chemotherapy and everything. So it could go into remission basically, so you could live your life again. But see, guess what? It does come back. It might not be right away. It could be years from now. But if you done fought something and put it into remission, that's your that's your key stage right there to make sure you're still keeping your body elevated, putting the right things in your body. You need the right nutrients, do so. Keep yourself built up at all costs. Because again, it's solely about health. It's solely about not just physical but spiritual health. Because if you're already going through something physical, your spiritual will be, I'm sorry, your spiritual will not be high as it should be. Because you're solely focusing on the fact that you're sick, the fact that you might not be able to do certain things. And then if you got the wrong type of stresses too, that could cause even more pain and agony that you don't need. Sorry. If a person is not going to show you that they with you forever, you don't need to try to put things into your life forever. I'm not going to be putting somebody in my life if they don't got me like I got them. And I'm not going to put somebody in my life that would want me to change up or to fit their idea. There's some of you who you try to mold somebody into your ideal form of love and whatever. Should never be that way. If a person is not entitled to be who they are normally being around you, that's a problem. I understand in certain situations, yeah, you gotta have etiquette, decorum, and so on and so forth. But just in general, if I'm living my life like how I've normally lived my life, it's not harming nobody. Who are you to tell me I can't be who I am? Again, men and women out there that need to hear this. If somebody is with you, but they are trying to mold you into something that you don't want to become, or they are trying to basically stifle and do anything as far as you are concerned, if they are trying to mold you into somebody that you're not, please get away from them. Because again, if that person really know what they wanted and needed, they would go get it and not try to force somebody to be. You might want me to be a distinguished gentleman, but I'm a roughneck. But I'm a roughneck with sensibility, and I'm a roughneck that's reasonable. It's a difference. You gotta accept me for who I am. You have to. If you're not going to accept that, then that's a problem. Because again, I can't change who a person is. I can't change their personality, their traits, none of that. And I don't expect them to do the same thing for me. Again, if you know what you solely want, you go get it. If a person is not to your liking, if a person is not what you think, then you kindly move on. But I would tell you this: you should never just solely go based off of looks. That's one thing that's killing a lot of this dating field too. Everybody's solely just worried about looks. This perfect guy to be the baddest chick. This one got to be the most handsomest dude. What about what they have inside? Does anybody ask that question anymore? All right, this person could be all right. This girl could be a baddie, but what if this baddie don't have the things you want that's going to complete you? She could be a baddie, right? But if she don't even take care of her household. She doesn't take care of anything. What is she offering outside of looks? Vice versa. What is a man offering you if he can't even pay his bills? Y'all got to start thinking before you just start rushing into things. Uh oh, Lady Cocoa Butter. What's going on, baby?
See, there you go, Nate. There you go. How you doing? How you doing? Peace and respect to you.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. Trying to slowly get through this day.
As we all are, right? Keeping positive and vibing high and really just grooving with us, on our unique wave.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through the momentary BS of the fake weather change because now it's windy, but it's not cold no more. It's windy and warm, which I said I don't know. But nonetheless, still a blessing all in all. So
I definitely feel you on that one. Over here, Cali, they be really going through it. 1 minute. Just yesterday it was raining and now it's sunny. So yeah, shout out to the weather.
I hear you. Yeah, I got some people on that west side. He said the same thing. Well, some of them said it's supposed to be like 8 days of straight rain. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely, for the little that I tuned in, kind of was on a crazy tip. But in general, what you were speaking about is really resonating with me. We gotta be out here figuring out who we are and what we want. That way, if we want to build with someone, if we want to live with someone, if we want to be with someone, then it will flow naturally. It's not gonna take no compromise or doing something that we really don't want to do, but we kind of want to be with this person for whatever reason that is. So we're just gonna wash down what value we really hold and potential we can gravitate towards, because we're in a relationship and we're trying to keep the p's and q's and the i's and the t's crossed, if you know what I mean.
nah, that's a big fact right there. But this is the thing though. Again, it's not so much as not compromising because look, every relationship and marriage is going to be compromised. It might be things that you do I don't really like, or it's just not my forte, and vice versa. But we can compromise because again, prime example, you might like the finer arts, like going to the Broadway shows and stuff. I might not like it, but I'm still going to compromise. You know what? I'm still going to go with you, even if it's only once or twice out, whatever. I'm still going to go with you because again, that's what you expected me to do. I'm gonna do it just like I know you would. Hey, you don't like the fact I like sports, but if you know this is my peaceful time or whatever, whatever, just have the respect. I can respect you enough to go with you somewhere. You should have respect enough for me too to respect the things that I like. It's just period. All right, look, you might not like the fact I like horror movies. You like romantic movies, but we can find something together that we can watch. If we both like comedy, there we go. Compromising right there.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Nate. You definitely got to get to know me, because while I am into the arts, I don't mind a drama flick here and there, that romantic stuff. But hey, bring on the horror, bring on the grit, bring on the grind, bring on the violence. I ain't a violent person, but as movies should only be viewed as entertainment purposes only. So I gotta get my fun here and there every once in a while, right? But for me personally, I don't need you to tolerate me. So if there's some things that I like to do, and I know I like doing them, or I know I love doing them, and you don't, that's fine. I don't necessarily will need, expect, or demand you to be around me in that event just because we're together. Mm-mm. Been there, done that, and it does not work. So, I'm just, like I said, a nice ebb and flow person. So, I let it um resonate where it resonates. You know what I'm saying? Like we're both adults, and it's gonna be things that I like that you don't like. And why just because we're together should we I say compromise or tolerate the other person's, whatever it is, just because we're with them, like I said, we gotta know what we want and where we stand, and that way, it won't be no compromises. It'll be just a natural flow.
As natural as it's going to be, you still going to have compromises. This is from experience. No matter what, you still going to have certain compromises. It's the difference. I could compromise with you, but I'm not sacrificing my dignity or my whatever for that. It's a difference. I'm not going to sacrifice being myself basically to accommodate you. Now I could compromise with you. Look here, you might not like the fact again I smoke. I might not like the fact that you drink. But we can compromise. Look here, just know I'm gonna have a limit like you gonna have a limit. Like there's some people who will sit there and say, "Oh, I don't like the fact that you drink." But if a person is not drinking as much as like, if the person is not an alcoholic, they have their occasional drinks. Why have a problem with it if it's not doing any detrimental or anything harmful to the relationship? Same way. Hold on, just popped in here. Popcorn, what's going on, my guy? Creative Butterfly, what's going on, baby? That's the one thing. No matter what, you still gonna have certain compromises, but you should never have to sacrifice things that make you happy, and you should have to sacrifice your well-being. Period. Again, it's solely about loving yourself and actually having love for a person that's gonna show it back. I'm not expecting you to jump out a window for me. You shouldn't be expecting it either. But I am going to protect you when I need to protect you. That is the key focus: protection on all angles. You want me to protect you physically? I need you to protect me spiritually. Keep me whole.
And now that's the type of compromise that I can work with. See how that works. See how that works. I get what you said. For me, I get stuck on words sometimes. Trying to work my way out of that. But yeah, for the most part, I agree with you. There's always gonna be something, right? So that basically goes to the point of knowing what you want and how far or how long you can see that in your life, right? Like the examples you gave, drinking and smoking. Hey, if I know that you're a drinker and I don't like drinkers, why am I gonna take you serious? Like, no offense, but I'm being serious. If I don't want that in my life, then why am I gonna bring someone into my life that has something that I don't want to deal with? Not to say that that person's bad, right? It's just something that I don't want, and vice versa. Like with the smoking, maybe I'm a smoker, right? And you don't want that. So why should you have to compromise or even sacrifice, dealing with something that you don't personally do? That's my point, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. You do incorporate the right things in your life. But again, guess what? You can incorporate all the right things in the world. You're still gonna have a compromise. You could have found the perfect person that fit damn near every description on your list. But you're still gonna have a compromise because again, it might be something he likes that you don't, and vice versa. But if you're willing to compromise, prime example, I could be a homebody, don't really like doing much besides going to work and doing what I do. You might like actually being out. You want to go out, see the views, see the scenes, so on and so forth. As your man, I'm supposed to be expected all the time, right? But no, listen, if I know for a fact this is what I want, I'm gonna go for it because I chose it. At the end of the day, look here. I could be a homebody, but if I know you want to go out to the movies at least once out the month, twice out the month, all right, come on, let's go do so. You want to make a date night? We can do so. But you know where I mostly stand at. And again, it should be a respect level because again, not everybody's gonna fit every damn criteria. That's why I say everybody gotta have a reasonable balance when it comes to your expectations as far as dating. And if you don't want to be with a smoker, then don't be with a smoker. I'll get you on that one. But even when you get with a non-smoker, you're still gonna have a compromise one way or another.
How do you expect relationships and marriages to work if you don't compromise? Again, you don't sacrifice, you compromise. You got to come together and have a common ground on this. Appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working hard on these damn security cameras at work, baby.
Shout out to you Florence, and everyone in the chat. No, again, they for the most part, I feel what you're saying. It's just common sense, and you know, you again, I can't say it enough. You just got to know what you want and what you're willing to bring into your life. So it takes all different angles and levels to it. But one thing very obvious, um, we have too many high expectations on others. And my saying is, if you expect someone to do something for you or with you, bring that same energy to the table. Otherwise, you can't perform. How can you perform?
Yeah. No, but see, that's the thing too. Another reason why I said some people just gotta read certain things for what it is. Prime example, if I'm digging somebody, but I really know that they're not digging me, I'm not gonna keep wasting my time. If I don't already, that's just like somebody shooting a shot and you got rejected. All right, shot my shot once, maybe twice. If I got denied once or twice, I ain't gonna keep going after that. Let me move on and follow something that will eventually stick and resonate with me. I'm not gonna waste my time and my effort chasing somebody that don't want to be chased. And I'm definitely not gonna waste my time at a certain age because guess what? I don't have time to be wasted. And that's how most people, when they get into a certain age, are starting to think that. I got time to be all that. I don't got time for this. This is what I want. This is what I need. You can't give it to me. Oh, well, I'll find somebody who will. But again, have a reasonable expectation. I don't expect much from my woman except to love me, cherish me, and respect me and honor me the way I would do her. And that's on all levels. That's all I can really ask for. Don't care about your looks, don't care about none of that. But this is just a principle like how some people are. I'm one of them because I don't really care about nothing but those main factors. If I can't get no loyalty from you, you definitely can't get none from me. If you're not showing me real love, loyalty, respect, I can't show you those same things. I can't even give that to you because again, why am I wasting my energy giving you my all if you're not giving me even 20%? It's pointless. Some people gotta know and read what it is. This person really ain't for me. All right, time for me to keep it moving. But again, some people should just do this again. If you know a person ain't for you, just say it. It's just that simple. Look, you're not for me.
And sometimes that can be so hard to do, huh? Um, and it really is simple. If you don't want to be with someone, it doesn't take much to get to that point. So it's like, why can't we be honest? Why can't we just say that and move on? You know, and go about our business. But we allow ourselves to be comfortable or needy or expecting, certain things, and it's just not realistic. It's not common sense. Why would you put yourself through years of pain and torture when it could just be so much simpler to find someone who is on your level, wants the same things that you want and need, and y'all both out there grinding, getting it for each other. So it takes time, and everybody, like they say, we all have our kindergarten years, and hopefully we get to those high school years and graduate. We go to college. We really on some grown mentality out here. We're not just talking and conforming to what society wants us to do or think.
Nah, it's a whole fact. And that's the thing though. There've been so many different damn rules and so many different things placed in society to, again, in my opinion, hold back the true nature of how things are. A man is going to court a woman one way or another if that woman is something that he feels is going to bring the best out of him. There's some people who, again,
Even the opposites attract. You got people right now that are beating their heads up right now because they like, how the hell did this person get this person? He got to be doing something, or she got to be doing something. No, why can't just be they both click and you have a strong personality together? And that's again, y'all still focusing on the physical. I could be the ugliest duckling in the pond right now. But if the most beautiful duck decide they gonna take the chance on me, what the hell do I have to do? The only thing I gotta do is just be myself and continue to make sure that there's no strayaways, basically. But if a person chose you, that's what it is. They chose you. They chose you for a reason. So again, sometimes you just gotta be mindful and be aware. The hell are you doing? Oh, never mind. Games department. Never mind. It's like, what the, you stealing off the job? My fault. I'm watching the camera still too, y'all. But yeah, I don't know what the hell they got going on today, but this is the most damn traffic and the most, yeah, foot traffic and actual traffic I've seen in a minute, especially on a cold day like this. I don't know what they got planned, but yeah, let's just hope nobody be stupid today on any part of this job while I'm over here. Trying not to Superman punch nobody today, y'all. Pray for my scalp. Pray for my scalp. But it's been cool so far.
You are a mess. I feel you though. I'm over here. I work myself, and it was definitely very busy for the schedule because it's usually not. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm holding it together. You know, that's why I'm popped up on your panel too to try to keep my sanity because you know I have to let some things out. I just can't.
Yeah. But this is the thing though. There's some things in life that again are gonna be out of your control. You might come across somebody that, regardless to what, is gonna be here with you for the long haul again. You never know what can happen as far as your health is concerned or anything else. But you want to make sure that you are with somebody that's going to be definitely there for you just for that. Not so much as just for that part. No, they should be with you all together. They shouldn't just be they only with you because you up. They should be with you when you down. They should be with you when you feel lost. And again, sometimes we need each other. If my woman just had a death in the family, prime example, what you think I'm going to do? I'm going to try to do everything I can to possibly console her, show her the compassion, and still try to keep her uplifted and up spirited. Because again, you never know what could be going through her mind. Then vice versa. There's some people who don't deal with these type of tragedies well. Sometimes they need that extra strong strength to say, "Yo, listen, despite whatever, you know, we still got you. This person is still here regardless." So again, it's the uplifting. Because I could be at my downest point, but if that person is doing all they can to raise my spirits, I gotta respect that and love that because there's not too many people that will do that.
No, you're absolutely right. And like I was saying earlier, why do we get in relationships and why do we stay in them? Is it because it's something that we really want and need, or is it something that society tells us that we should have? You know, and then just get into things and get comfortable, and it's not anything that carries any true value of, as they say, sowing those seeds. You want someone who builds you up, who uplifts you, not someone who's just around to look good, to give you that good time in the bedroom, but maybe can't cook, right? And always want to spend money, but will stay in crazy, chaotic situations and we'll just deal with it, because we are not truly asking certain questions to figure out what it is that we really want what's for me. What do I know about me? Are we going out here meeting the real them, or like they sometimes say, are we meeting the representative? You know, so it's always things that we gotta consider when we're building a relationship with someone.
That's the thing. That's a whole good point right there. But see, again, if you want to go and be technical, even back in the day, it wasn't about what society wanted for somebody. It wasn't. Again, a lot of these actions, as far as relationships and marriages, they took place because, again, it was solely about the two people at hand. It wasn't about what the world thought about it. It didn't matter. If I found somebody that's making me happy and whole, society has nothing to do with that. See, there's certain things in society again that are messing up the dating field. It is because here's the things that's messing it up. Because again, mostly half of these people now only focusing on somebody's financial. I could be the richest person in the world, but I could also be the most evilest or the most dangerous person. You never know. So again, you can't just go off of what a person has financially. You got to go by what they got spiritually or what they got. Period. If they got their minds on straight, if they don't show no signs of whatever, then you pretty much in the clear. But if you see there's certain dangers and red flags, you need to get away from that as quick as possible. Oh shoot! Shouts to D Truth. I didn't even know he was live just now too. Shouts to D Truth, man. We got to stop thinking about that. Stop just thinking about those type of things because again, that's what society is placing on a lot of y'all. Oh, the person got to have this. And it's the same thing with the men. They try to say that this all we want is we want the big butts, we want this, we want that. No, you not every man thinks just on a physical level. My girl could have the biggest butt, but she could be dumb as bricks. You think I really want somebody that can't? No. Sorry to say it that way, but it's the truth. I'm not just going solely off of your physicals because your physicals come and go. You could be you could be all bad as hell right now when you're young, but when you start getting older, you want to start getting a little more. And some people do age well, but if you're one of those people who don't age well, guess what? And you only slowly just focusing on your looks, you're doing everything possible to try to upgrade and do all this extra stuff. Ain't gonna work because again, it's more about value. I don't care about your looks. I care about your value. What do you have to offer that's going to keep me on the up and up? What are you going to do to keep me built up so I can keep us building and keep us growing together?
Yeah, I hear you. I be telling my friends all the time, because they always get so mad at me and they don't like me around their man because I usually end up what appears to be taking their side, and it's like, no offense, I'm not taking nobody's side. I'm just going with basic common sense. And well, they had the common sense at that time. Not my fault. But yeah, not all men, but some men do focus on, in particular looks that really at the end of the day, like you said, does it hold any value, right? And yeah, they're my friends and I love them to pieces, but they're just a whole mess. They look extreme, they're gorgeous women, okay? They're just beautiful, right? But they're the gimme, 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 gimme type, and they don't really like to work. They always know that they have to be pampered and expect to be pampered, just how it goes, right? So I often get on their head about it, like, what have you done for him today? You just called him nagging at him for $500, which okay, yeah, he gave it to you, but what are you doing for him? And no, don't say sex. No, don't say anything to do with sex. What are you doing for him? And what kind of answer I get? I get dead silence because they can't say anything. So I'll be working with them, but again, it comes with them themselves. They gotta want to change. And right now, They're really not there. So I digress with it. But definitely, if you want a man to stay around, ladies, sex is not going to keep him. You got to bring a lot more to the table than that. Because look, at the end of the day, they keep saying there's more women out here than men. So you think it's not easy for him to go out here and get another one and keep her, especially if she is going into something a little bit more than taking from him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Something to think about, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. That's one thing that you just hit on the nail to the degree. Like now you're so much as nagging. Now, if somebody, if your man done did something for you, if your husband done did something for you, again, the least you could do is show them gratitude, and vice versa. There's some of you men out there who don't know how to show the gratitude when a woman has done something. I show gratitude to every woman that's been a part of my life, even on the friendship level, because they built this character right here to a degree. And this ain't even a character. They just built and gave me enough knowledge to know, okay, I know this is what I want, what I need, what I don't want, what I don't need. But they built me up on this strength of when I was at my downest, they ain't turned their heads on me. So I can always give them gratitude. It might not be the gratitude that they expect, but they gonna get the gratitude regardless. And that's the one thing. It's just gratitude. Because if somebody took you from your lowest part and rose you up to the highest extent, you show love, gratitude, and honor to that person. Because that person didn't necessarily have to do it. And if that person is still gonna be with you even well after you done soared off into the sky, that shows you right there. You need that. Stop letting outside interferences and stop letting certain quote unquote norms in society mess up your thing. And it's not even the norm in society because, again, when was financials ever the main focus on anything? The main focus, even going throughout time, was just making sure that that person was right for you. And that was it. And that was doing right by you. So all they really cared about. Everything else was just afterwards. Tanya, what's going on, baby? No, but these are the talks that people don't want to have because, again, what they placed in society is what it is. Like even down to marriage. And I'm gonna be honest with you, marriage is not what it once was. And I ain't talking about just divorce. Well, I'm not talking about the divorces and shit like that. I'm saying in general, marriages was different. I don't care. Listen, if you following a religious path or whatever, almost any book that you look at, you'll go in there and they'll detail everything. There wasn't no wedding rings involved back in the day. If I chose you to be my wife, the most we had to do was go to a preacher. That preacher would probably have us go through a little counseling, if that, just to be sure that we compatible, and then marry us. And then afterwards, that was it. There was no you didn't even have. First of all, you didn't even have. When the hell was the first licenses or marriage licenses even created? Just what I'm saying. Like they go way back. It was solely if I picked you as my wife, I don't need a ring. And if I'm with you long enough, I'm bringing kids in the world with you. That right there is marriage. Prime example in my previous situation. If I'd have been living down south somewhere, as long as I've been with that one, I'd have been common law married after 7 years. So again, no rings involved, none of that. Everything now seemed to be a contract, even down to marriage. Be safe on that road, serious baby.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go that far into it because it's he said,
The
she
rabbit
said.
hole.
I wasn't there, so I don't know. But yeah, marriage in the whole, it definitely has changed in a crazy way. you know, um, but for a long time now, as far as going back and say history, marriage has kind of been a contract, from where it came from. The original setting was always based in contract. It was a business. It was to keep stocks and wealth, in a certain generation. I'll just say it like that. And those expectations got thrown around, and we as the out or individuals looking out and admiring what everybody else is doing, we started picking up on them, and then the next thing you know, it just became enforced and just the norm. So it's all crazy, and it's all just, I don't even want to deal with it half the time because it doesn't make sense anymore, right? So again, it just goes back to, what do you want, and what will make your life feel fulfilled and full of purpose. But on that note, I'm gonna hop down, Nate, because I am getting a little busy back over here at work. But I did appreciate you allowing me on the panel and voicing my opinion. Much gratitude to you.
And it's always a pleasure. You always more than welcome to pop in on the panel. Like I tell everybody, there's conversations that are deep, or there's conversations that you feel you're gonna chime in on. I have no problem with anybody popping up and giving a all no view and opinion. And this is what we need. Like, you're gonna get different aspects because it's not just gonna be coming from the man. We're gonna have some women that are gonna bring out some work too. So, oh shit! Shout out to Marlene too. She live too. I didn't even notice that. Part of the collectives. I see my peoples out here grinding and growing. But you're always more than welcome to pop in since you know that.
Yeah, shout out to all the grinders out there, get that work in, need that money, let's get it. But yeah, definitely these kind of conversations I love being a part of, because they're not around anymore. People don't take the time to really say some true shit. We're always just on some drama and mess. So why not, like I always say, if we're gonna talk, let's talk about something real. And what's more real than talking about what you need, what you want, and how you can make it happen. So as always, appreciate you, Nate. Definitely will be back up anytime I can. And you and everyone in the chat, have a good one.
You too, sis, and definitely enjoy your Saturday. Don't work too hard and don't be too stressed out. You already know what it is, though. Shout outs to Lady Shay for popping in. If y'all just tuning in, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Um, Again, this is a talk that we're gonna have to have. Um, because again, it speaks in volumes. Because there are a lot of people right now who are kind of messing up their own chances of happiness and success. Because again, they are focusing on outside interference. They focusing on just a personal and not focusing on the person that they with. How can I expect somebody to be happy with me if I'm only thinking about myself personally? No. When I decide to get in with somebody, then we got to work together. We shouldn't be working against each other. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They work against each other instead of working with each other. And again, if you know what you want, you know what you need, then you need to go find it. If you want somebody that's going to be at least on a specific level with you, then you better make sure they on that level. The minute you see it, they're not on that level, you got to keep it moving. That's really about it. There's some of you, again, damaging and wasting time. The more time you waste chasing after unnecessary things, when you finally sit down and realize you done wasted half of your time, you're going to feel that. Because again, the older you get, the slimmer the chances of you being happy or finding happiness. Yeah, some of you women well past your 40s probably done had kids or whatever. Now, if things didn't work out with you and that significant other, and now your kids are grown, at this point in stage, you know you don't want kids, or you probably don't want to have no more kids. So you should be finding somebody that's going to accept that. You should find somebody that again is going to be able to give you what you want and what you need. And if some of you don't want kids, then you need to let that be clear from jump. And there's some people who will say that off the rip because that's just how they feel at that present time. But again, I've always felt like this. There's nothing more blissful and more blessing than bringing life into the world, especially with somebody that you love and care about. You can't just bring kids into the world if you're not going to really take everything as you're supposed to take it. There's some people who quit on everything. Like I was saying yesterday, you might have had a bad experience with one person, but that does not mean everybody that you come across is going to give you that same type of experience. You might have had a bad experience with a person. You might come across somebody down the line that actually is going to be better for you. Some people don't know how to take breakups. Some people don't know how to grasp the fact that you must move on in life. But I'm here to tell you today, at some point, you're going to have to move on. Because again, there should never be a situation where you're constantly being a pest to somebody. That right there is truth. I've always felt, yeah, love flows naturally. It does. There's a lot of things in life you're gonna have to just let flow. If you are trying to rush a situation, if you are trying to mold a situation to your personal liking, 9 out of 10 is not gonna work. Again, if you know exactly what you want, put it in your life. Gnostic, what's going on, my guy? You already know, my guy. Been a minute. Hope all is well with you. Happy New Year and everything to everybody that might have just been tuning in. Again, I know there's some of you who probably watching in the background. Hopefully, all well with y'all too. And y'all already know when y'all get the chance, just pop in the chat, say what's up to your boy. Other than that, you know, this is what's needed right now. You know, we do need that. We need a serious talk, and we need some serious solutions. Because even down to this level right here, how do you expect all the greater things in life to flourish and prosper if you're not giving yourself the chance to do so? And some of you are stunting your growth because, again, you're focusing solely on one person. If that one person couldn't give you everything that you wanted and needed, or if you're not everything that that person wanted and needed, go find somebody that's for you. No doubt, Lady Shay. Have a good one, baby. Shoot. I dropped the link again in case anybody else want to chime in. But again, for some of you men and women out there, you have to understand that. If a person is not giving you they all like you giving them, just leave. Don't get mad about it. Don't get stressed out about it. Just leave. Because there's some people again who are taking certain things well out of proportion. Again, prime example, if a woman has cheated on me, you think I'm really gonna be squabbling, getting on my knees and all this other stuff just to try to no. Most I could do is gather up my strength and move on. Because what is the whole purpose of me stressing out, getting upset over something? Obviously, if a person decides they're going to do whatever, then that person wasn't for you to begin with.
But again, it would be nice if some people would just be real with others. If you got the notion that this ain't gonna be the person for you, tell them that. Don't entice them into the situation, and then you end up doing something that could be costly. And I've always felt this way too, to a degree. And this is just my personal opinion. They say once a cheater, always a cheater. I can't say that. There are people who have cheated. They wasn't happy that they cheated. They learned from their mistakes, and they learned how to move on and actually love and be there for somebody. They learned their lessons. But there are gonna be some people that once they already got the notion to cheat, even if they're in the happiest positions, that's what they just gonna do. Then that goes to show you again that they not for you, they for the streets. And there's some of you who are wasting your time again, bringing kids in the world with people that are not gonna be for you. So again, what is more important? The financials and the physical features of a person, or the quality and the decency within a person? But see, realize this is something that people have to realize. Not everybody gonna fit in that boat. Just because I might have had a bad experience with a girl doesn't mean every girl is for the streets. Just like if you had a situation, that you can't say that same thing either. You can't say every man is for the streets. Again, you should know what the hell the community pot is and what's not the community pot. Even if don't nobody tell you nothing, you should obviously know off the rip. That's what I'm saying. No. I know, realist. I know that part, bro. But I'm just saying, that's why I was saying, like, you can't say everybody is for the streets because you got some women that, oh, this ain't nothing but oh, you just community, then this is down the third, okay, but you laid up with the community. Why? Because again, you were solely focusing on the physical aspects of things. The same thing with some of these men. You getting with people that ain't for one person, they for the streets. Because a person is going to tell you off the rip what it is. Person is going to do what's necessary. You know. Nah, you good, bro. You good. I know some people just getting the late notifications and stuff. Nah, you good, bro. You good. But you putting in some good points too. Don't jump into the water to save somebody if they don't want to be saved. If they gonna drown themselves in a pool like that, then hey, let them drown. Sorry. First of all, I feel like this, and this is one thing I'm gonna say too today. It needs to be put out there because this is another situation why the dating pool and why the dating scene is a little iffy. There's some of you men and women out there who know you don't want to be with the opposite sex. You want to be with the same sex. And I'm sorry to say it that way. But if that's what you're going to do, then go do it. At a certain age, you should know what it is you want. And I'm talking about preferences, all of that. You should know what you want. There should be no confusion. There should be no men on the down low still running around here having relations with these women and getting them sick. And there's some women again who need to learn uh, if something don't seem right about that person in particular, 9 out of 10, you could be right. But again, this is another part of the game that's messed up. Now, if at any time, this is why I said single people always seem to keep people single.
There's no way you're gonna tell me you're in a relationship with somebody and you're talking about a vacation and you're not bringing the person that you're with. That doesn't make sense. Yo, I'm going on a boys' trip. A boys' trip? Wait a minute. You got a whole girl at home. See, these trips that these people be wanting to do, those is for single and mingling people, in my opinion. And if there is for people that are married, I'm not going on no cruise ship with a bunch of dudes and I ain't bringing my woman with me. Nah, forget that. You know, that's the sad part about it. That that right there is the reason why a lot of relationships are messing up too. There's some of you women, I'm going on a girls trip with my girls. I'm going, first of all, if all your homegirls are single and you not, 9 out of 10, you shouldn't be going on that trip. And vice versa. If I got a woman, you think I'm going on a damn vacation or anything without her? Hell no. She coming with me. Now, I felt bad in a certain instance, but then again, this girl should have knew from Jump Street. You could tell, sometimes you could tell somebody's demeanor. You could tell by somebody's demeanor, their body language, and everything else that these are the things they might be interested in. Now, again, she should have known off the rip. Just by the way he was talking, the way he was moving, everything about it said zesty. I'm sorry to say, zestified. Not testified, zestified. You mean to tell me you didn't think at some point that was going to happen to you? When he was showing clear signs that he probably could be on the, and this is not, again, fellas, if you know you are for the opposite sex, then go be with the opposite sex. If you for the same sex, then don't go laying down with the opposite sex. Because again, you are spreading sickness. You laying down with both. Come on now. You need to figure out what it is you want and stay on that path. Sorry. Because what is a damn trip or vacation going to do if you're not with your significant other? Now again, if you single, all right, you go, you do what you do. But if you married in a, you in a serious relationship or you married, there should be no word vacation or trip without my significant other being it. Exactly, Gnostic. But you got some people that are doing that now. Got some young men and women that are doing that right now. You want to bring life into the world, but don't want to take care of life. You still want to live your active life. No, once you done got into this situation, it's time for you to start being more mature, more level headed. Now, this dude, prime example, went on a quote unquote boys trip. And guess what? He did some things with the boys. And there was no girl involved when they did what they did. So you do the math. I'm not going that far. But it just goes to show you again, if a person is willing to up and leave you for a trip, you might as well up and leave for good. Because 9 out of 10 is going to be a problem when you come back. Now, keep it real with you on that. There's some relationships again who have gotten ruined because of that. Like some of these women went on these quote unquote girls trips. You going for more than 5, 6 days. That's 5 or 6 days of temptation all around you, especially if you're supposed to be married or you're supposed to be in a relationship. But again, I feel like this. It should not be no separate vacations at all. If you done got that deep, there should be no separate anything. Everything that y'all doing should be done together. It's just my view and opinion on it. That's the truth. Again, how can you necessarily have happiness and growth within? You're not taking that time to do so. Again, you have to build yourself from within. You got to know what you want, what you need, what you're willing to accept, and what you're not going to accept. And the things that you shouldn't accept is just what I just said earlier. There should be no separate anything, not when it comes to a deep seated relationship. If I planned on doing something and I still plan on doing it, I'm going to incorporate the person that I'm with. I could be going on a trip for 3 days, 4 days. It could just be the simplest trip. You think I'm not going to bring my woman with me? I'm not going to be laying up in no bed by myself, and I'm definitely not going to be enjoying everything by myself. Not when I'm with somebody to help enjoy these things. You know, it's just something to think about, man. Yeah, Gene, your mother looked good too. Your mother looked good too, Gene. I need you to do me a favor and send that picture in this chat when you get a chance. Please do that so we can see what's what with her. Second time today. And again, the link is pinned, pussy, in case you got something to say. Damn, I swear, you ball hugging ass niggas, man. Grow up. This is something that you don't want. This is a prime example. And yeah, I'm not even going to put this on not for kids. I want the kids to understand this too. Despite my language right now, you have immature people like that you should stay away from. You got obsessive people who are just like that. You don't need that type of whatever in your life. You know, because this is going to be a person that again will be your downfall. Because this is the type of person that will waste their time worried about other people and not worrying about keeping you happy. See, we have people out there that are like that. See, I'm glad you came back in because now we're going to use you. You know, this is what we're going to use you as a tool. Again, when you have people like that don't focus squarely on their own business and they squarely focusing on everybody else's, get away from that. Because that right there is not going to ever be a good look. You got people who attack women all day, even on here. Those are the type of people you shouldn't be with. And sometimes you don't be a women attacking the women, it be the men. And I know this is a whole man. But again, a whole bitch at the same time because you refuse to come up here and say something. So I'm not even gonna give you no more breath after today. You just a sad soul, and we gonna try to help you get to your highest plane in life, basically. Listen, if you need help finding somebody, just tell me and I can help you out. Instead of being a pest, why don't you just let me help you out? Come on now, man. Oh no, we both sniped, but I think she sniped too. But it don't matter, you know. Crazy. Business trips. Come on, Lady Shay, don't ask me nothing about that. You know better already. If it's something dealing with business, okay. That's something you can't do. You can't take your wife with you on a business trip now unless they tell you it's good. You can't take your girlfriend with you unless they tell you it's all good. But if it's really dealing with business, no. If it's business, I gotta go handle my business and I'll be back. But it's not no I'm going to have fun. See, it's difference what you just said. Business. It's a difference. If we doing business and I might have to take a trip somewhere that I don't even want to take a trip to, I'm going to do it because again, this is involving my work. This is involving my livelihood. But if I know it's supposed to be a trip and this just recreation, shit, I'm bringing my woman with me. Yo, listen, I can't bring my wife with me, son. All right, then we gonna find a different vacation. I ain't going. Point blank, you know. You know, again, when it comes to those specific trips, that's something that's out of your control. You know, but again, when there's just recreation involved and yeah, we going here for this and this and this is that and third. Nah, bring your significant other with you. Because again, you gonna have nothing but heartache and headache when that person come back. Because now that's gonna be the first thing you wondering. Shoot, I'm gonna be honest with you. Any real man or woman that really loves and cares for you, they ain't gonna go multiple days without saying something to you. They not unless it's really something that's out of their control. Other than that, they ain't not trying to hear that. Nobody trying to hear that. Chef, what's going on, my guy? Nah, I grant that, lady. But see, this the thing. When it's involving your business, nah, you gotta do what you gotta do, and the person that you with gotta understand that. You're not going on a business trip just to have all the fun and recreation. You're going on business because that's what it is. You're having business with different people, and these people are gonna be beneficial either to your company or beneficial to you as far as once the deals are done. Now, if these is business deals again that are gonna be, you know, life changer for a lot of y'all, then shoot, don't focus on what you think you need to focus on. Just make sure that your significant other is coming home and coming home in one piece. Now, if it's just a spur of the moment, or if it's one of those, yeah, I planned the trip and this is that and the third, nah, now that's a problem. Because again, if you're planning a trip and you plan on having it just be about fun and relaxation, then you should have that fun and relaxation with the person that you loving on and building with. Somebody let me know when I said something wrong. Because that's really what it's supposed to be. Communication is always going to be the key. If you know for a fact this is what's required of my job, I might have to leave out certain times to do certain business deals. Don't think I'm out there just having fun or I'm out there with the notion of cheating. See, this is one thing you got to understand too. There's supposed to be trust all around the board. I shouldn't feel like I can't trust you. I shouldn't feel like I need a reason not to trust you. But some of you will put doubt in your own minds because there's some of you who have ruined your own relationships by your own self doubt again. You thinking that this person is out doing this, or you think that this person is out doing this. And when you come to find out that this is not what they've been doing, now you solely messed yourself up. I watched a girl literally cry herself into despair. Why? Because guess what? You made accusations that this man has been cheating on you the whole time, even when he has given you valid reasons on certain situations on what was going on. You still took it into your notion to say he was cheating. That made that man take not one but two lie detector tests and everything, and come to find out that man was telling the truth the whole time. So now you just basically look stupid. You just basically ruined your what would have been a marriage. What he was doing, I'm gonna say this, he was doing something as far as a surprise was concerned. But because of all of that, she ruined that. He just got sick of it. Like, you know what? This is what you think it is, then here. Oh, realist, trust me, we know. We know. But this is another situation too. Again, if you're in a relationship, even if you are doing content or if you're dealing with anything as far as social media is concerned, you need to be up and honest with that person so they know what it is. But then again, most people who are actually happily married, they ain't on this app all day. They not on here looking or fishing around or doing anything. It's only the unhappy separated ones that are doing so right now, which is the saddest part about it. Because if you're still married by law, you still you're still fornicating. You're still committing adultery because guess what? You are married to somebody. You chose that person, whether you believe it or not. You chose that person. So if y'all can't work it out, then y'all need to just file for that divorce and kindly move on. And then guess what? Who's to say you don't find the perfect one for you around that corner? Now, how? would you even expect to be married or move on with your life if you still married to somebody on paper? There's some of you men and women even down to that don't want to, you don't want to file for these divorces, or you don't want to finalize these divorces. Nah, it's no need for you to keep my damn name, my namesake, or any of that if you don't want to be with me. And again, when it comes to love and marriage or just love and relationships, you should never hide anybody. If you gotta love and respect and honor for somebody, the same way you would be with them in public, you should be with them everywhere. Even on here. You married, you married. If you're not gonna do the necessary steps to get the divorce finalized or anything, then you just gonna be sitting on stuff. But again, some of you gotta learn to let go too. There's some people who won't get a divorce because they refuse to let go. Let go. If the person is showing you clearly that they don't want you, or that things are just not going to work out no matter how hard you are trying, just leave. Do yourself a favor, do that person a favor. Because again, you're both blocking each other's blessings at the end of the day. You might have a woman that want to be with you, but if you still married on paper or legally married, or you separated, they ain't trying to hear that because they don't want part time. They want full time. It's the same thing with some men. They don't want no part time. They want full time. Ghetto child, what's going on, baby? Again, be real with yourself and be real with the person that you are building with. When you learn to do so, trust me, things will be a little bit better. Now, prime example, there's some of you who we could tell is still only thinking on the shallow level because there's some of you who have people who they might not be the greatest lookers, but in the same token, they got more loyalty and more class and more reservedness than some of the people that you was placing around you. Now, if you had somebody that had your overall best interest at heart and wasn't solely focusing on one thing, that's a plus right there. You need to take that into consideration. There's some of you who will be embarrassed to be with somebody that you chose to be with in public, but you don't have no problem being with them in private. Make that make sense. If I chose you, that means you're gonna be on my arm, you're gonna be in public with me, we're gonna be out and about as a happy couple. I shouldn't feel unhappy or I shouldn't feel less than because my partner is making me feel like that. And again, if that's solely what you're aiming for, then why waste your time enticing the people that you don't like? Again, if you don't like big girls, why are you going after the big girls? Or why are you leading them on? Vice versa. You might not like big men, but why keep bothering and enticing something if that's not what you want? Then you got to get in control of your wants and needs on life. It's not really that hard to do because again, it solely does lie within you. There are a lot of you again who will do that because again, it's good for that reason or it's good for that season. But you got to think about the overall long haul and the overall big picture. The overall big picture is if somebody claims to love and respect you, they should show it in more than one way. And there are going to be some people again that reject it because they not used to it. They'll reject it because they think that is some sort of play.
If a man is telling you that he loves you every day, or he just telling you that he loves you, even out of nowhere, that don't necessarily mean he did something. And it's the same thing with y'all men. Yeah, I can't think that if a woman tells you that she loves you, that there's something wrong. That's one thing in society that kind of messed up this pool too. The minute I tell you I love you, I'm not gonna just be saying that because I really feel that way, or that's just because I want you to know it. You thinking that is something wrong. No, gotta get that thinking out the way too. I can say I love you just because I felt like I probably didn't say it as much. Or I probably felt that's something you need to hear for the day. You could have been going through something and I'm not aware of it. But just by me saying that, I could have brightened up your day. That's why I'm saying you gotta be willing to work with people. You gotta be willing to understand this. When you are in a relationship, it is no longer solely about you. It's about you and that person that you are building with. And the minute either one of you are not getting what you think you should be getting, you have a conversation. And if the conversation doesn't get anywhere conclusive, then you know what you got to do from it. Again, we see certain things in society that have messed up and even thrown the wrong type of toxicness into these pools of dating and pools of marriage. Main thing that we seem to have lost, and that's another reason why there's a lot of unhappiness and dysfunction. Again, we lost the art of communication, we lost the art of trust, we lost the art of loyalty and respect. One thing I'm gonna tell y'all again is that again, there should be no secrets. There should be nothing to hide. There should be nothing that breaks or messes up the structure of anything good you got built. Frugal, what's going on, baby? I think this is where people got the game messed up again. Because some of y'all again are worried about what society is deeming should be a relationship or a marriage. How about you actually do what you need to do and stop focusing on society? Stop focusing on the what ifs. Stop focusing again just solely on physical features and financials. Because them shits come and go. And they do, they come and go. But love, happiness, loyalty, and peace of spirit, that's forever. I wouldn't care if my girl was supermodel status or if she looked like a chum bucket from the chum bucket. Guess what? If that person more and more has my interest, piques my interest, and also is going to be a strong foundation in my build or just adding on to the build, I can't ask for nothing more. No doubt, I hear you, frugal baby. Hopefully, you keeping warm out there where you at. And again, for those in the city, yeah, bundle up some. You ain't got. It's getting iffy right now. It just went to 40 degrees, but it still feel like it's in the 20s. But again, you'll never know what's solely around that corner if you don't actually put the work in. If you don't find somebody the first time around, guess what? There's plenty of other fish in the sea. And some of you fellas, you are putting yourselves in a situation because you think those are your only options. Same thing with some of you women. You think that certain things are your only options. It's not. He said I could have swore I was hearing Pokemon games. I don't know where you at, man. You must be in the arcade, realist. Ain't no damn Pokemons over here. Ain't catching them all. Ain't no Ash Ketchums over here. But you gotta be willing again to Just have an open mind on things. You are going to be the one that's solely in control of things and the happiness that you place in your life. Society should not weigh in on what makes you happy. You need to focus on what makes you happy and what's going to keep you happy. And if you find somebody that's going to add to that element, then you need to find a way that you both can keep it together. And again, communication will always be the most important tool out of anything. Even down to business relationships and stuff like that. Again, like I said, how can we expect things to happen if we ain't communicate? Now, I was looking at something that kind of threw me off, but then again, it goes back to communication, even on the business tip. If I'm paying you, prime example, you run a hair salon and a unisex, basically. You got a beauty salon and a barber shop, basically in one. How you want to say it? If I'm giving you, the owner, $2,000, right, and that's just for you. I'm giving you $1,000 to pay your workers, whoever's working that day, and another $1,000 just for the promotion or something else along those lines. How do you not let your employees know? First of all, no. If I'm the one that's going to be doing all of this, I got to make sure that I'm going to the head up and letting them know what it is. And then, as you being the head up of your company, you got to let your employees know. That's like me paying you for a service, right? I'm paying all y'all for a service. Matter of fact, $2,000 is for you, the owner. That's your money. That $1,000 that I gave you is going to go for the couple of employees that you might have on staff that day. And that other $1,000 could go towards, you know, like food or whatever the case is, right? If I'm telling y'all, listen, I'm paying your peoples to do this, you have to basically tell them, communicate with them. Listen, guys, y'all gonna be giving out free haircuts today, but you're still getting paid. Um, and just break it down from there, so they know what they're getting into. And that's what I'm saying. Communication on all levels. How can I expect my peoples to know anything if I'm not speaking to them? If I'm the boss and the head of a company, if I'm not letting my employees know what's going on, what I expect, what I don't expect, even down to financial records and everything else. If I'm not communicating with you, y'all gonna think everything's just running smooth. This is why you have to have these conversations on all levels. Because you got to get down to common ground and a basic principle of this is what it is and this is what it's not going to be. Period. Now, again, the main thing, communication. It's a must. It's an art that's been lost, but we need to gain it back. Stop again letting society dictate to you what true happiness is. Stop letting society dictate to you what should be the ideal relationship and marriage. Stop taking advice from people who have had multiple divorces. Because the only thing, again, they can tell you is the don'ts of a relationship or a marriage. They're not telling you the do's because they still figuring out themselves. With that being said, I'm not going to hold y'all. It's almost time for me to clock out for this good old break. But this is a good conversation nonetheless. Something that I'm going to still be ripping on at certain points. Because again, we got to get back to that conclusion. Society doesn't dictate your happiness. You do. Society doesn't place happy things in your life. Only you can do that. And if you're solely happy with what you have as far as a relationship or a marriage, then you do everything you can to make sure that that foundation stays strong no matter what. If you can't do that, shh, it's only going to be a dark road for me. Nonetheless, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. And yeah, I'll definitely be back tonight. If I don't have a discussion 9 out of 10, we're gonna get some feel good vibes on this Saturday. You know what it is. And again, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. And again, shout out to Lady Shade for popping in on the panel. For those who might have just been coming in, you can catch the replay. And apologies for those who do catch the replay, because I don't like getting too out of pocket with people. But one thing I'm not gonna do, like I said before, is have punks and chumps and everything else that's been said coming in here and messing with people. Again, if you have anything to say to me, you see this avatar up here. Come get your scalp piece knocked out. Because everybody has a plan to that scalp piece is gone. Trust me, you ain't gonna want this. Because if you actually did, you'd have been up here already. We could have had this talk and discussion already. But nonetheless, I don't got time to play around with people that don't got time to go outside and do something with themselves. So not gonna be happening. Nonetheless, though, it's always a blessing bringing something to the people. And these conversations are needed. These conversations are definitely helpful, whether the haters or the idiots believe it or not. And I would tell that person too before I get up out of here. Half of this stuff I was just talking about, it probably related to you. That's why you wanted to be a constant interruption. But if you having love problems or something like that, hey, come talk to me, man. I might be able to help you. Look at me. I might be able to help you. Because from experience speaking, yeah, I'm going to tell you certain things that should resonate with you. That right there should resonate with you, period. If you need help, go get you some help. If you're not going to receive the help, then don't get mad and don't get upset when things don't go the way you think it's going to go. You're going to have a downfall all the time with that. Get your life, buddy. Get your life, get your wife, and have you a good one. Stop focusing on grown folks' conversation. Not going to be a part of it, not going to bring nothing to it. Don't come in here disturbing it. Remember that part right there, too. Because everybody has a plan until they lose their scalp piece. But let me get up out of here. I'll definitely see y'all later on. I'm going to set them reminders. And yeah, hopefully everybody enjoys their weekend. Hopefully everybody enjoys their day so far. Mornings, afternoons, and evenings. And happy Sunday to you, future babies. Yeah, I ain't forget about y'all. All y'all people 12 hours ahead. Happy Sunday, baby. But y'all definitely enjoy yourselves. And I'll see y'all in these streets later on. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I'm gonna do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real builds. Uh, give or take. Hopefully, I should be doing some music. I'll set a time reminder. I'm up out of here at 5:30, so give myself time to walk this fur pup and do what I'm gonna do. And yeah, we're gonna definitely rock out and have the good vibes as always. And again, apologies to those who might come in through the replay and hear me spaz. But it just goes to show you that I'm passionate about my shit and not near soul gonna fuck with it. And if you fuck with it, you're gonna get the $150 treat all across that scalp. But y'all stay safe, keep that third eye open. And until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.